Welcome to the Health Inequality Quantifier. This tool implements methodologies to measure and monitor health inequalities, helping to identify unfair and avoidable gaps between population groups. Its purpose is to generate robust evidence that strengthens accountability mechanisms for progress toward equity and universal health. By promoting the measurement and monitoring of inequalities, decision-makers can identify systematic patterns of disadvantage, evaluate the distributive impact of public policies, and shift from an average-based approach to a gradient-based one, necessary for real universality in health. Before starting, please select your preferred interface language. The tool is available in English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese. Step 1. Upload your dataset. Start by uploading your file with the database. The tool includes model datasets, which can serve to test its functionality and as examples of the different possible structures. The tool works with two data structures. The first option, and the recommended one, is the vertical structure. Each unit of analysis appears multiple times, once for each period. The second option is the horizontal structure. Here, the unit of analysis appears only once, while the data for each period is shown in separate columns. Both formats are accepted, but the vertical structure is easier to configure and significantly reduces the likelihood of errors. Step 2. Type of information. Regardless of the data structure, the tool needs to know what type of information it contains. Do you have a numerator and a denominator, or only an aggregated indicator? Select the option that best matches your database. Remember, using numerator and denominator always leads to more accurate calculations. Step 3. Variable assignment. This is one of the most important steps. In both vertical and horizontal formats, the tool automatically identifies the variable names from your database. For a vertical database, simply select which variable corresponds to the period, the unit of analysis, the health indicator, or, if applicable, the numerator and the denominator when available. Finally, you must specify the social stratifier. In the vertical example dataset, we have numerator and denominator. Therefore, the period variable is identified as year, the unit of analysis variable as state, the numerator variable as maternal death, the denominator variable as live births, and the equity stratifier variable as UBN, unmet basic needs. Step 4. Type of indicator. Choose whether your indicator represents a rate or ratio, or a proportion. If it is a rate, specify the health indicator's factor. For example, 100,000. If it is a proportion, indicate whether it is expressed between 0 and 1, or as a percentage. The system will convert it automatically. In our example dataset, the maternal mortality ratio is calculated. Therefore, we will select rate ratio, and as the health indicator's factor, 100,000, since the indicator is expressed per 100,000 live births. Step 5. Polarity of the social stratifier. Specify whether a higher value of the social stratifier reflects better social conditions, or whether higher values represent worse social conditions. In the database, we have unmet basic needs as the equity stratifier, which, at higher values, indicate worse social conditions. That's why we select No, because more unmet basic needs do not mean better social conditions. Step 6. Advanced settings. These options allow you to filter the dataset, customize labels, and select specific metrics. You will also be able to edit options to parameterize the calculation model of simple and complex inequality measures. However, for most users, the default settings for simple and complex measures are sufficient. Remember that the following advanced settings are optional. In this tutorial, we will show how to use the filtering and labeling section. For the rest of the options, you can consult the documentation. To use the filter, you must select the number of variables you want to filter by. Here, we will select 1 and filter by the year variable. We will select the years 2010 and 2020. In the labeling option, we must correctly define the name of each label we want to edit. For this tutorial, we will use acronyms. The indicator label is maternal mortality ratio per 100,000 live births. The health stratifier is unmet basic needs. The health event is maternal death. The period label is year. and the unit of analysis label is state. The rest of the advanced settings will be left as default. Step 7. Processing. Once everything is ready, click on Process. The tool will validate your data, prepare the structure, and automatically calculate all metrics, generating ready-to-download tables and visual results.